Okay, so let's dive into the 2025 Tony Awards. I mean, lots happened inside, obviously, but there was this one moment really early on the red carpet.
Yeah.
It seemed to just capture everyone's focus, and based on the sources you sent over, it really kicked off an incredible night for Cole Escola.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're doing a deep dive today into those sources, focusing just on Cole Escola, the arrival, the award win. And it's fascinating because the material suggests it was, so much more than just one thing.
Right, not just the fashion or the award separately.
Exactly. It was history, performance, iconic interactions, all rolled into one.
And the big starting point, at least visually, according to these sources, was the dress. Cole Escola shows up in this custom pale blue Wiederhoeft gown.
Stunning, yeah. The sources describe it structured corset bodice, these hand-embroidered crystals.
And that shimmering beaded skirt. And the detail that really stands out in the material is how the skirt was meant to echo the medals on Bernadette Peters' famous 1999 Tony dress.
That specific connection, Escola apparently called the color Cinderella blue.
Which is cute, but then the sources point out even more layers.
Oh, yeah. Deeper references. So beyond the Peters homage, the sources mention Escola wore a pendant.
Right, with the British actress Laura Keane on it.
Which isn't just like a random actress. It's specifically tied to the night Lincoln was assassinated. He was watching her perform.
It's such a specific, almost intense historical reference for a red carpet.
Exactly. The sources really framed it as red carpet storytelling, weaving in this really niche history.
It really does make the fashion feel like
Mhm.
like performance art itself, doesn't it?
Totally. And the designer, Jackson Wiederhoeft, is quoted in the sources with this description. What was it?
Something like a nod to faded crypticism, false innocence, and womanly age-hold.
Right. Which, okay, is pretty evocative language.
Definitely. And the
Okay.
sources sort of present that as reflecting all these complex ideas embedded in the look, not just surface glamour.
And then comes the part that, according to all the sources we looked at, just exploded online.
Bernadette Peters.
The legend herself. She saw the dress.
And her reaction, I mean, the source is quoted directly, and it's just perfect, she said.
Go on.
I thought they looked absolutely lovely, but when I wore it, I wore my chest hairs in a different pattern.
Yes. That exact quote. It's brilliant. And the sources said fans immediately called it the shadiest, sweetest compliment.
It's just peak Broadway legend humor, right? That mix of wit and warmth.
Couldn't be better. Spot on.
So you've got this.
Exactly. And it leaves you with a question. Based on these sources, how do these really specific, maybe even obscure references, like the Laura Keane pendant or Bernadette's incredibly specific, witty remark, how do they actually function as communication on a massive platform like the Tonys?
What does it tell us about how artists are using these moments now? Beyond just looking good or saying thank you.
Yeah, how do they use fashion, humor, history,
Right.
all of it, to say something more, something to think about?